morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's a great honor for us to have the ambassador here. We have, as you will see soon, shipped to many countries in Africa the medical supplies and equipment that go into surplus in the United States. We have shipped over 750 containers, those are 40-foot containers, over the last 8 years. And 42% of those containers went to Africa. We all recognize the great need for medical supplies and equipment. One of the purposes is to try to bridge the gap between the surplus in the United States and the need in Africa. And this is not something that's difficult to do if one can reach the leadership in Africa that has a great deal of concern for the population. Excellency, bienvenue. Merci.
Good morning to you all. I would like first to really congratulate you for the outstanding work that you're doing here. Thank you again for Africa. Thank you for the outstanding work that you're doing. This is a long due visit. I was to visit you 2 years ago. I was not able to do it. I came to Atlanta 2 years ago. I was in my capacity as a special advisor to the president. I had to visit Emory and I was speaking to a few people I see some familiar faces. And now I'm back in America and I'm back as ambassador to the United States. I will have no ambassador to the United States, Mexico, and Haiti. So now I have no excuses not to make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you.
So my word is my band. As I stand here speaking to you, I'm committed. We can start as early as Monday. Health is health for the youth, health for the elderly is crucial. Our economy depends on everybody's good health. To pretend that the country has enough resources to be self-sufficient health-wise, it's not true. We do import everything as far as nutrition is concerned, including heavy grapes. We have to import heavy grapes. We do not manufacture anything, not even cotton. So this is to say that we need you. We need to be working with you. We've seen instances in Gabon where my hometown is about, I would say, 500 miles away from the city capital. With a broken leg, the government has to hire a plane to go get you from my home city, my hometown, that's 35,000 people strong. The government has to rent a plane, charter plane, to go get you in the city capital of Bangkok, to fly you to Liverpool to get took care of. Big roads, we don't have X-ray machines. If you do have problems with kidney, you need dialysis. It can't be done. You have to be from Libreville. In Libreville, you have to queue and wait to be attended to. We don't have in the city capital that's 600,000 people strong. We don't have 4 dialysis machines. For a country that's an oil-producing country. For children that are born before how would you say that, before
premature
children, we lack in any cluster in Gabon, we lack incubators. My wife mentioned that to me 4 or 5 months ago. She mentioned that to me a year ago, saying, what can be done about it? What can we do about it? So then again, I'm looking at you and saying, we need you. We can start as early as May. And again, thank you for your help. Thank you for your work. Congratulations for your work. My door is open. My telephone is open. If I have to fly to Atlanta once a week for it, I will do so.
We'll hold you to that.
I'm certain that I'll be able to get some corporate responsibilities and some help with American companies doing business in Gabon to help us ship some containers to Gabon. The embassy itself will contribute.
Thank you.
If the embassy has to put down some money, if I do it, if I have to do it from my pocket, I'll do it. You just have to tell me what's the process, how is it done, what's the procedure, and we'll do it as early as next week.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. Thank you very much. I'll spend time with you.
we have a group of volunteers who also want to hear a few words from him. So if you all will follow me, we will go on the tour. Will all of the volunteers come forward, please? We have some special guests who will greet you. First of all, for those people who don't know me, my name is Nell Diallo, and I'm the Vice President at Medshare for Corporate and International Relations. And I would like to thank the Humphrey Fellows for being here today. Also, the Beulah Missionary Baptist Church, the Atlanta chapter of the National Association of Orthopedic Nurses, and the Southwest DeKalb 4-H Club. You are an outstanding group, and what you do has a major impact. But today, we have two delegations of very interesting and leaders in Africa. First, we have His Excellency, the Ambassador of Gabon, and I would like to tell you a few words about him. His name is Michael Moussa-Adamo. You can Google him because I won't be able to cover everything. But the ambassador was special advisor to the President of Gabon. He also served on the staff of the Ministry of Defense. He has served as a diplomatic counselor in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. He also was head of the Department of Tourism, Arts, Culture, and Sports. But today, also very importantly, is that he came with his wife, the ambassadress, and his daughter, and also members of the delegation. We're also happy to introduce the wife of the ambassador of Kenya. And for those who don't know, we have shipped more than 50 containers to Kenya, and some of those containers were supported by the Coca-Cola Africa Foundation, and others were with Kenyans living here, and also with the government of Kenya. And the ambassador and the ambassadress will make a few comments to you, and we're going to complete it a great honor that they have taken the time to fly down to see what Medshare does. So, Excellency.
Thank you again. You probably don't. I will try to say it in English, although my official language is French. And as I always say, my French is fair, but my English is worst. You probably don't see from out of here, Atlanta, see the impact of the work that you guys do. It is tremendous. You cannot even imagine. I'm from a small town of 35,000 people, about 400 kilometers away from Libreville, the city capital of Gabon. You can Google it if you find out what Gabon is. My hometown is Makoko. As I was saying earlier, you can have a broken leg in Makoko. The government has to charter a plane, pay $25,000 to $30,000 to fly you into Libreville to get medical care because there aren't any X-ray machines at the hospital. These are real facts. These are real facts. And it happens all throughout Africa. You have that daily. Incubators. Daily problems. So the work that you guys do here do have tremendous impact on our lives. And we're here to say thank you again. And I hope that by Monday we can start a program for Gabon, this Gabon. And if I have to fly here, as I said again earlier, if I have to fly here once a week to help you, I'll do it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
My name is Saoko Samson Odengo. I went to school here in Atlanta. I got my master's degree from Clark Atlanta University. And I'm proud to be back in Atlanta always. On behalf of my country, I just want to say thank you for all the wonderful work that you have, the support and the work that you have done for Kenya. I've heard Neil say that you have been able to package a lot of things that go to Kenya. So I'm proud to be here this morning to have a chance to learn and to see how we can also work with you to continue that collaboration. I'm very grateful. I've had a chance to come with my friend Steve Moussa-Adamo, who brought me to meet you and to Medshare, to learn what Medshare does. And thank you very, very much for all the work you continue to do.
Thank you. And yesterday we had a load of supplies go to Moussa-Adamo in Kenya, which is an area that has a great deal of need. Madame la Ambassadrice, would you like to say a few words?
Nous sommes très heureux d'être là.
She's extremely happy to be here.
Merci beaucoup également pour tout ce que vous faites pour l'Afrique.
Thank you so much for everything you do for Africa.
J'espère bientôt une collaboration avec le Gabon, mon pays.
She's looking forward to a collaboration with Gabon, her country. Merci beaucoup, madame. Inventory at any time. This area back here where you see the blue containers, this is primary healthcare material. So let's say that someone was going from here to Gabon and they knew that a clinic in Gabon needed some syringes and sutures. They can fill up their suitcase and go with it. And then we give them a certificate of donation so they can bring it in. This is for very small quantities. The 40-foot container is pulled up here. We load the container. It goes to Savannah, put on the ship, and goes to the port. We ship to all of these countries. So this is a list that went out this week. Bangladesh, Ethiopia, Cameroon, Congo, Ecuador, Cote d'Ivoire, and Bolivia. This is how we ship the containers. 20 of these can go in a 40-foot container. And so we prepare it like this so it would not move.
Now, talk about the general value in a container.
All right. This is an example of stuff that comes from the manufacturer. This would otherwise be burned up or it would go in a landfill.
Why?
Because there's some cosmetic damage somewhere to this box. I don't see it. So what we would do is put our own label on it, and it would be ready for shipment. Yeah, that's an example of cosmetic damage.
L'usine rejette ça parce que the box was never open.
Right. And if this box had been torn up, we would replace everything in here with a new one. And then, if you, for example, are buying materials for your hospital, you can bring in Medshare containers to offset your budget. Every container that we ship has a value of between $150,000 to $250,000 if you went out to buy these things on the open market, and we estimate it at 50%. So if you bring in 4 containers, you brought in $1 million worth of materials that you didn't have to buy. And to ship a container anywhere in Africa, the sponsorship donation is $22,000. So for $88,000, you can get the equivalency of brand new, unexpired medical supplies and refurbished equipment for $88,000. And when it gets to the port, you pick it up and take it to the recipient hospital. So it's a win-win. And there are some hospitals around the world that bring in a certain number of containers every year so they don't have to buy these things.